everybody, welcome back to another episode of Aviator Q. I'm Neil. Today we're going to be doing New York strip and grilling it on the cast iron grate system. So sit back, relax, and welcome aboard. Welcome back everybody. So today what we've got is our 2 New York strip, we've got some baked potatoes, and we've got some asparagus. We're going to go through the prep process and show you what we do to kind of set everything up, and hopefully it works for you too. So these are the steaks that we're going to be grilling up tonight. These steaks were part of a 4-pack that we previously purchased at Costco. We've already eaten the previous 2, and after that we decided to freeze these. Normally we try to buy our steaks fresh, because once you thaw a steak it doesn't really have the nice color that it once had. But I heard something online and I wanted to do a little experiment. These steaks were frozen for about a month or so. We slow thawed them in the fridge, and when you do that, that allows them to come back a little slower, and they retain some of their vibrant color. It's supposed to be a little bit more tender and just a little bit better presentation wise. To go with it, we're going to go with some asparagus, and we've got some baked potato. I'm going to show you how we prep that asparagus. When you get an asparagus bundle from the store, it's a little bit longer. It's got a little bit of a stem to it. Asparagus actually comes kind of on a bush. They snip it off, so it's the base of it's a little woody, like an old part of a bush would be. It can be kind of woody, kind of tough. So what you want to do is you want to get some of the base of that off. Some people cut them. The easiest thing to do is just kind of grab them in the middle, grab them in the end, and just bend them and let them break where they want to break. Wherever they break, that's kind of where you go. Just put them in the pot, just like that. So we'll finish prepping up the asparagus. We're going to put some lemon zest in there, squeeze some lemon out over them, get them up. For the potatoes, you know, a normal baked potato takes a while to cook. We're going to do the fast method. We're going to coat it in olive oil, cover with a little bit of kosher salt. We're going to start it in the microwave, get most of the cooking done. Then we're going to throw it on the grill. It comes out just like a grilled baked potato with the same flavor. The skin's just as savory and has a little bit of that smoked taste. So we'll finish prepping this up, and we'll meet you out by the grill. Alright, so when it comes to seasoning your steak, the best seasoning for a steak is the one that you guys like the best. Some people do just kosher salt. Some people do some salt and some pepper. But I think it ultimately comes down to a personal preference. You can bind it with some stuff. I think for tonight we're just going to put a light drizzle of olive oil on the steak just as a help bind that in. It'll help sear the steak as soon as it goes on. We're going to go with a combination of some Cosmo Q products. Courtney's going to go with just cow cover. I'm going to mix the two. I'm going to put like a layer of cow cover on, and then I'm going to put a light dusting of the Dirty Bird Hot. I'm really excited about those two combinations on steak here lately. As you can probably tell, I do get excited about food from time to time. It's just when you put two of them on, I kind of put it on a little heavy. It almost forms a little bit of a crust. And it's just something about it when you bite into it. There's a little bit of a crust with the juiciness of the steak. I'm just really into it right now. So we'll get going here. We're gonna put just a light drizzle. Courtney said there was no oil, but I shook it and thought there was. So there's just a little bit in there. There it comes. So we're gonna keep that coming. It's getting a little bit of drops on there, guys.
This is what happens when you're married to a pilot. They don't listen.
The pilot's always right. The captain said, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for Courtney, which steak do you want, babe?
That one. The one you have.
The one I'm touching?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna put a nice little coat on there. Courtney likes to taste the meat, not necessarily the seasoning. Make sure you get all sides when you do it. So we're going to flip it on its side. Get both ends. Kind of work it in with your hand. And then we'll do the reverse side. And as for me, I'm going to do both. I'm going to just coat mine all up. Put it on a little thicker than what we did with that first steak. Work it all the way around. And then we'll come in with the Dirty Bird hot and just do a nice dusting on top. I think the flavors blend together pretty well. We'll get these seasoned up, we'll get the grill fired up, and we'll meet you out by the pit. Just a quick B-roll here. These guys have showed up in a couple of the shots, and Courtney's been dying to get them in on some film. These are 18-hand Percheron draft horses. They pull a big old wagon, anything you want. Actually, wait, that's a 5-foot post. These guys must be 3 foot tall. This is Montana, Dakota. Alright, so we got the charcoal lit. I wanted to show you a little bit of the cast iron grate system. It consists of a ring here. It's a cast iron ring, and it's going to fit on the pegs that the regular grate for your Weber kettle would fit on. Those 4 individual quads have different plates that you can interface and change in and out based on what you want to do. It comes with a little tool when it's hot, or you don't want to get super close. You can kind of hook it in, kind of place it where you want it. Let's see what we're going to do here. So that there, this one here. So there we go. We're going to grill the steaks, probably mainly over this one. I'm going to have the asparagus here and probably put the potatoes over there. Give this a minute to heat up. We'll clean it up, get it all nice and good to go. We'll get everything on the grill. Alright, since the steak will be over the direct heat, the vegetables will be indirect. The vegetables will take a little bit longer time to cook, so we're going to get the asparagus and the potatoes on first, and then let that get a little bit of a head start, and then we'll put the steak on. Asparagus going. We're going to use a little bit of general all-purpose seasoning, a little salt, garlic, season that up a little bit. Put a couple taps of butter on the top. One zest of lime, or of lemon, excuse me. Boy, that's not coming off of that. All right, we've given the vegetables a little bit of head start. We're gonna just turn the potatoes, give the asparagus a stir here. Yeah. That's a lost cause. And now it's time for the main attraction. So to get good grill marks, if you think about a steak on 10 and 2, you want to kind of cross it against the grates so that you get a nice cross. So I'm going to put that kind of laying just across like that. Smash it down. Put this one just like that. Make sure it's making good contact with the grate. And we're going to start a timer. Alright, coming up on the 3-minute mark, I'm going to give these things a slight twist. Work them off. We're just going to twist them 90 degrees. Same thing with this one. 90 degrees, and that's just for the cross marks. With a thinner cut of steak, you can turn them faster. I'm just thinking with these things being so thick, I want to give them some extra time. Get that lid back on, keep the cooking process going, and we'll be back when it's time to flip. Alright, it's coming up on the 5-minute mark. I'm thinking I want to see what these look like on the other side. So I'm going to take this one off. Ooh, that got really burnt. Put that one right over that one, right over there. And get them back on. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes till the side might be a little bit too long on that temperature grill. Alright, so the steaks, we're starting to get some of the mylar caramelization from the cast iron. They were starting to get done on the skin, so I pulled them off to the indirect. Moved the potatoes right over the direct to start getting some of that nice scorching on the potato skin, crisping them up a little bit. We're just waiting on the internal temperature to come up a little bit, and then we'll be pulling everything off. Alright guys, so we're getting about the temperature we want to be at. We got our instant read thermometer here, if you can see that. That steak's probing right at 120 in the center, 120 kind of on the outside. This one's still 122. So we're going to let these go just a few more minutes. I like to pull them off about 125 or so. Let that internal temperature keep on rising a few more minutes. Once we finally cut into them, they should be a nice medium. Alright everybody, welcome back inside. I let the steaks go a few more minutes longer. I brought them right up to 125 degrees with the instant read, pulled them off. They're sitting here, we let them rest under tin foil. Pulled the asparagus off. Gonna top coating of that with just a little bit of light Parmesan, like that, kind of sit in there, kind of just reduce a little bit. We'll cover it with a little bit of tin foil, and it'll be ready to go. So our steaks have been resting for about 10-15 minutes under some tin foil. What that's going to allow it to do, it's going to allow it to render out some of that juices back out, redistribute everything. It's a muscle, so as it cooked, it tightened up. As it rests, it'll kind of loosen back up, allow those juices to redistribute. If you notice in the bottom, you can see some of those nice juices. So with those cast iron grates, the grill grates get a lot hotter than your normal grill grate. Supposed to leave nice marks. This was actually the first steak cook I've done on it, so I wasn't entirely sure how long each side to go. We initially went 3 minutes aside. It really charred it up when I first flipped it over that first time. It kind of surprised me a little bit. So with a thick steak like this, what we probably should have done was indirect at first, bring it up to temperature, and then finish it off hot and fast at the end. So because I had to keep flipping it, pull it off, the grill marks kind of got a little bit messed up. But the temperature should be good. I've not really cut into it, but we're going to cut into it right now. Kind of see what we got. We're looking for a nice medium. And it's a little bit overdone, honestly, but if you look, it's a nice medium well. We pulled it off at 125. It continued to cook a little bit longer, but as we kind of go in here, see what we got as we go a little bit deeper in. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty much medium well all the way through. So a little bit hotter grill than we're used to. But like I said, the great thing about grilling is it's not a science. It's all about experimenting and playing with it and doing it until you get it right. So the steak's a little bit overcooked right now, but you know what? There's always a next time. And we'll continue to grow from it. Just to give you a quick recap of what we did, we had New York strip that we cooked over the cast iron grilling system by Grate. The website is castirongrates.com, I believe. I'll check it out and put it in the link in the description below. Cooked it over a high heat. We first did it direct to sear it and then indirect to bring it up to the temperature that we want it to. Overall, I enjoyed the cook. It's the first time we've done something on this grill grate cooking steak like that. So we again, it's nothing's perfect. We're going to continue to improve. We hope that you enjoyed the video. If you learned something or liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you like some of our other content, consider and give us a subscribe. And until then, we'll see you on the next video. We'll see you next time.